there is so much demand from nature that right now we are over consuming and actually we're stealing the productiveness of future generations.
We are not able to manage our environment. We are not able to live with our environment. It's impossible. Everything we do is somehow destructive.
The whole emphasis has become now that how we can grow more, how we can make more money. And the minute you make food growing commercial, money-minded, you completely lose it.
So what is the option? The option is learning to become sufficient and learning not to overconsume and living in harmony with nature. Because that's our life resource. Clean water, clean air, clean food, and clean soil. These are the important issues that we should be talking about right now because we don't have them.
Les problèmes du monde et de notre société, on les connaissait plutôt bien. Et au lieu de se concentrer sur les côtés négatifs de celle-ci, on préférait chercher le positif. Nous, ce qui nous intéressait, c'était l'agriculture. Et on avait même fait des études en agronomie. Et honnêtement, l'agriculture chimique et industrielle que l'on nous avait enseignée, ça ne nous convenait pas du tout. Alors un beau jour, on a mis nos sacs sur le dos et on est parti. Direction l'Inde, à la rencontre de paysans respectant la nature.
Le premier objectif de notre voyage, c'était de rejoindre les Alpes-Maritimes et la petite ferme de Loupreil, nichée à 1000 mètres d'altitude. On voulait y rencontrer Vanessa et Émeric, un couple de jardiniers maraîchers installés depuis une quinzaine d'années.
On visait d'abord un maximum d'autonomie et surtout de vivre justement avec la nature. Ça pouvait se faire que par l'agriculture biologique. C'était vraiment une recherche, personnellement, de travailler en cohésion avec la nature, de comprendre les rythmes et d'essayer d'arriver à travailler avec ça, quoi.
Et puis qu'on peut vivre ensemble avec les enfants, tous au même endroit, c'est ce qu'on cherchait à la base, quoi. de vivre, quoi. Pas de travailler et de vivre après, quoi. La vie, c'est que de la cohabitation et ça rejoint le métier d'agriculteur, c'est d'entretenir les plantes, c'est pas de les éduquer ou de les dresser, c'est de les cultiver, donc leur donner la place de vivre leur cohabitation. C'est pas nous qui la créons, quoi. Nous, on encadre pour que ça se passe bien. On pousse plus la diversité à se faire toute seule que de cibler en essayant de vouloir qu'un insecte apparaisse pour gérer tel insecte. On cherche plus à pousser dans le global et on sait qu'après, la cohabitation, elle fera son travail.
Après ces quelques jours à Loupreil, on comprend mieux l'importance du rôle de la nature dans l'agriculture. Et évidemment, on s'interroge sur cette logique agricole maîtrisée par l'homme, celle que l'on a si souvent étudiée. Nous continuons vers l'Italie, où nous devons rejoindre une coopérative agricole pas comme les autres. C'est en fait un éco-village, où une vingtaine de personnes partagent et cohabitent depuis plus de 35 ans.
La comune di Bagnaia è una storia di vita di più persone che decidono di abitare insieme, di condividere un progetto comune, di mettere insieme le loro risorse, le loro energie, le loro competenze, le loro economie. E la comune è composta da persone che vengono da diversi posti, soprattutto dall'Italia, ma non solo. Abbiamo persone appunto che lavorano in azienda, ragazzi anche che sono qui da poco tempo, qualche anno, ma che hanno buona volontà e impegno, e persone più anziane anche come me che sono in pensione che godono anche di un po' di riposo e possono aiutare se hanno piacere di aiutare, e altre persone anche che continuano a lavorare all'esterno e che danno il loro contributo con il loro lavoro esterno. Mettiamo tutti i nostri averi in comune, i proventi del nostro lavoro, il nostro salario, sia chi lavora in azienda, il suo lavoro e il reddito dei prodotti che vendiamo, sia chi ha un lavoro fuori della comune, che mettono il loro salario interamente all'interno della comune.
E penso che Bagnaia sia un'alternativa possibile da suggerire agli altri, perché sono convinto che questo sistema debba cambiare, perché una società di consumi in un mondo dove le risorse non sono infinite porta sicuramente a una divisione sociale tra ricchi e poveri, guerre che verranno in seguito a questa divisione, e instabilità. È una cosa che a nessuno piace, vivere nella paura di un conflitto, e questo mi dà lo stimolo per tentare di supportare un'alternativa, anche per le generazioni che verranno, perché il mondo non è nostro, è dei nostri figli. Se pensiamo che il mondo è nostro, ce lo mangiamo e finisce lì. E sta succedendo questo.
Après ce séjour à Bagnaia, on sait que les hommes savent s'organiser entre eux, se faire confiance et partager. Partager non seulement leur temps de repas, mais jusqu'à leur porte-monnaie. En s'organisant collectivement, les habitants de la commune ont pris leur destin en main. Et l'agriculture leur a permis de s'émanciper d'un système qu'ils ne cautionnaient pas. En Grèce, nous continuons jusqu'à l'île de Bé. C'est là-bas que des jeunes ont décidé de s'installer pour expérimenter de nouveaux modes de vie.
The data pushed me there. And suddenly it appeared in front of me and I couldn't resist. When some things become clear to you, then you cannot turn your back and continue doing what you were doing before.
The Telephone Project and the School of Sustainability wants to research everything that has to do with being self-sufficient. For example, growing your own food or producing your own energy from photovoltaic panels or other means. How you can be healthy, to have access to clean food and clean water and the clean air and everything. So whatever has to do with being self-sufficient and being living off the land, this is what the School of Sustainability is about. We are not in favor of technology more than we are of nature, and not the other way around, neither the other way around. What we try to do is to balance both technological features and naturally living. It's not easy, of course, but you cannot have one without the other. Technology is the ease of living, the ease of tools, and what humans can use in order to build, create, or advance, or do something with less effort. And nature is where we come from. It's our home. It's what nature feeds us. I mean, the sun and the land, the fruit, whatever. You are part of this. You cannot not be part of this.
I didn't read the net on my house phone.
Natural farming is an idea from a Japanese agriculturist named Masanobu Fukuoka. He observed nature and he came to the conclusion that our knowledge in comparison to nature is nothing, because we are here 100,000, 200,000 years maybe, but nature is here forever. When we come and we say to nature, okay, now you will do this, now you will do that, it's like, you know, a small ant going to a giant and saying, okay, I will tell you what to do. So he tried to make a method more close to how nature is doing.
Honnêtement, là on n'avait pas vraiment compris l'agriculture naturelle. Manon, un peu sceptique, avait même insisté pour désherber leur jardin expérimental. Mais l'idée de laisser la nature s'exprimer nous paraissait de plus en plus intéressante. S'inspirer de la nature, c'est aussi le credo de la permaculture. Et c'est ce qui nous a menés vers la ferme de Belentepe, en Turquie. Une petite ferme créée par Taner, un homme qui a soudainement changé de vie pour pouvoir retourner à la terre.
When I realized that the current economic system in our country and in most of the world is not sustainable, I wanted to find solutions. At that time, I was also researching and working on a project. I was writing a book on climate change. I was also part of the problem. My lifestyle was not sustainable, and I was contributing as a human being, as an individual, to this climate issue. And so I started researching and trying to find answers. And that research led me to permaculture. Permaculture is actually the collection of knowledge from throughout the world's sustainable societies. So our ancestors, who had been living in harmony with the nature for hundreds, thousands of years, have developed all knowledge to live sustainably in the land. And what Bill Mollison and his colleagues did is collect all this knowledge and name it as permaculture. This is like a huge encyclopedia of humans living sustainably in the land.
With water.
When you spend some time in nature and you observe, you start making a connection with nature, with the soil, with the earth, and that connection is very precious because then you become, as I say, a real person.
Durant ces 4 mois de voyage, on a rencontré des hommes et des femmes de différents horizons que rien ne prédestinait à devenir paysans. On a alors pris conscience que cet élan de retour à la terre n'était pas motivé par des raisons financières, mais par une réelle volonté de liberté et du besoin de donner du sens à sa vie, d'expérimenter, de recréer des liens et même de se reconnecter.
Tanner nous a parlé de connexion entre la terre et les hommes. Et on se dit qu'entre une terre nourricière et des hommes qui la cultivent, il y a forcément quelque chose. Avec ce voyage qui avance, on est de plus en plus convaincus qu'il existe un lien entre la terre et les hommes. Mais existe-t-il encore des endroits sur Terre où l'homme vit en harmonie avec la nature ? Tout juste arrivé en Inde, on s'est dirigé vers les montagnes de l'Himalaya. Et il nous a fallu 4 jours de marche pour arriver jusqu'au village de Tangso, niché à 4200 mètres d'altitude. Il n'y a pas encore de route qui monte jusqu'ici. On est émerveillé par l'ambiance presque irréelle de ce petit village. La roche est partout. Il n'y a pas d'arbres à l'horizon. Juste quelques herbes poussant ici et là. Et pourtant, cela fait des milliers d'années que l'homme peuple ces vallées du Zanskar, et ici, à la mi-septembre, le village semble bien occupé. On partage le quotidien des habitants de Tangso. Ils nous expliquent que d'ici un mois, les hauts cols qui mènent à ce village seront sous des mètres de neige. Et le Zanskar sera alors isolé.
Les arbres sont rares et précieux. Ils sont gardés pour la construction. Seuls les crottins et les bouses peuvent être utilisés comme combustible. Il faut donc les ramasser en prévision des longs mois d'hiver. Chaque foyer possède 1 ou 2 yaks. Ces animaux sont indispensables à cette altitude. En plus de fournir un combustible, ils peuvent porter des charges, fournir de la laine, mais surtout du lait, qui sera transformé en yaourt, en beurre ou en fromage. L'herbe coupée sera ramenée au village et entreposée sur le toit des maisons. Durant l'hiver, elle servira de fourrage pour nourrir les animaux.
On comprend vite que les villageois ont mis en place des systèmes de production quasiment autonomes, en se basant sur les ressources disponibles. Et les habitants de Tangsou ont conscience. Conscience que ce sont ces éléments naturels qui leur permettent de vivre. La terre qui les nourrit, l'eau des torrents qui les abreuve, et les pierres des montagnes qui les logent. Les hommes, conscients que ces ressources sont précieuses, savent les utiliser de manière réfléchie, car sinon, cela pourrait remettre en cause leur vie à cette altitude.
Après 10 jours passés dans ce village, on a cette étrange certitude que les habitants sont reliés à la terre, comme s'ils étaient partie intégrante de leur environnement. Quand on y pense, c'est plutôt logique, car le travail de la terre, c'est le moteur du village. Il rythme les heures, les journées, les saisons. C'est la base qui permet de répondre à l'ensemble des besoins et qui a permis à ce petit peuple du Zanskar de vivre en plein cœur de l'immensité de l'Himalaya.
C'est plutôt étrange de revenir en ville après cette expérience. On a l'impression d'être arrivé dans une autre réalité. Là-haut, à Tangsou, on avait pris conscience de l'importance des ressources naturelles dans notre vie quotidienne. Ici, les choses sont bien différentes. Et si l'homme, d'une certaine façon, s'était déconnecté de la réalité, déconnecté de notre terre-mère, nommée ainsi par les indigènes.
There was one older couple. They were doctors in a tribal belt, okay? And the story they told me and Deepika, that when the tribals adopted Christianity, the yields of the rice went down. it started to decline. And there's two doctors who were living in that village with the people, had done all kinds of research and had asked scientists to look into the matter and what is wrong, and nobody found any reason. They did in the fields what they used to do, and the yields went down. And then this couple doctor said, well, what used they do before they were civilized? What did they do? So they asked the tribals to do the whole thing. So they said, before we used to bring all the rice to the deity, to the nature god. You know, they have a deity. And the rice was spread. And then the girls will come. And they dance with not too many clothes on. Understand? And for the, for those who convert them to Christianity, this is not so good, right? There's not, only in Saint-Tropez you can do that, but you can't do that. And so, they say, okay, let them dance again. And so they prepared the girls for dancing. And the girls danced on this rice, and then the rice was sown and grown, and the rice performed well. So, well, you have to find an explanation. You can't say it is because of this. A doctor cannot say that. But they examined very well in detail, and they found that the feet of the dancing girl was pasted with an ointment. And the ointment was actually mixed in the rice seeds. And they analyzed chemically this thing, and it was zinc. That was a plant extract that was rich means there had some traces of zinc, and there was a zinc deficiency in their land. You see? And then all of a sudden the mouth falls open like anything. Of course, it's only zinc. For me, it's everything, you see? It's everything. And there are hundreds of such examples. Boiling milk in the field and all, and so many things, which afterwards, lactic acid bacteria, you see? It's full of stories like this. And how do they know, the tribals? How do they know this? Is it by examining under microscope or in labs with chemicals that there is zinc deficiency? They never heard the word zinc, most probably. But it doesn't matter, they did it. So traditional knowledge systems are based on intuition. The intuition comes first, the feeling comes first, and the rationality comes afterwards. It supports the intuition. While in the other system, you think rational, so-called rational, and intuition or feeling has to be eliminated. So we eliminate actually most of what we are, so it cannot be correct, you see. Well, the whole issue is of this, since the Industrial Revolution, that people are moving away from an essential part of their nature. Right? And the things become much more harsh, much more hard, unforgiving, uncompassionate. It's rational, cold. It's cold, right?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. Why did traditional farmers lose some of this knowledge? And I'll tell you a little story about this. When I first came back from America, having learned these things, I used to go to the farms and say, look, I've learned a new thing, this companion plants, and they'll all laugh. My farmers will laugh. They said, we have known this for hundreds of years in the Indian system, But now we don't need them. Now there's a problem, we just throw the chemicals. So, I mean, now this whole arrogance and ignorance, which is we can cure all the problems with pesticides and chemicals, has replaced the traditional knowledge, the respect for traditional knowledge, and how wonderful the traditional knowledge is that naturally everything took care of itself, but now you don't worry about that. You just can use the chemicals.
Il y a 60 ans, en Inde, l'agriculture intensive est arrivée brutalement dans les campagnes. L'objectif de la révolution verte était d'augmenter les rendements, à grands coups de fertilisants, de produits pesticides et de mécanisation. Beaucoup de fermiers se sont alors endettés. Des dettes qui ont entraîné les paysans dans cette interminable course à la productivité que l'on connaît si bien.
Dans le sud de l'Inde, nous avons rencontré Vivek pour nous parler de cette révolution verte. Celui-ci n'a pas souhaité se faire filmer.
I have a problem with this whole, green revolution, and especially in Indian term, I have a very big problem understanding this green revolution, what it did to India. I think it was a red revolution, where farmers have suffered, nature has suffered, and instead of trying balance with nature, we started to go on that ego trip where humans have never succeeded, trying to control the nature, without knowing not what nature is. In the world, there have been many revolutions in different scale. And this one proved to be, again, doing the same thing what others have done. Many revolutions haven't brought the fruit that they're supposed to bring. How many farmers are still committing suicide? How many farmers are there, those who are in the debt trap? And if it was a green revolution, why people have to leave the farmland? I think after 40, 50 years, India has to rethink about it. Historical perspective has never been questioned. But if and when I get a chance, I'll definitely question that was it a revolution in terms of green, or it was a red revolution where there was only a violent approach of doing farming with nature.
Toute notre logique agricole ne serait qu'une façon violente de faire de l'agriculture ? Au pays de Gandhi et de la non-violence, un nouveau concept apparaît, l'agriculture non violente. Nous faisons la rencontre de Raju et de sa famille. Ils ont vu l'arrivée de l'agriculture industrielle et ont su lui tourner le dos pour expérimenter cette nouvelle approche agricole.
I was a science graduate. I was thinking that scientific farming is better. So I adopted this and I tried my best up to 15 years and I found my land become poor and poor, and we also faced this money problem, bankruptcy you can say, because of this scientific chemical-based farming. I am worried about my land. And then I found that all mistake, our own mistake. No need of tilling, but we are tilling. No need of using chemical fertilizer, pesticide, insecticide, hybrid seeds and all, so many things. Unnecessary we are trying and going for money to get more and more. And by that we are not taking care of our land and we are destroying our land. So we destroyed ourselves, and now I realize that this is my duty because I myself destroyed my land. So this is my duty to again recover. the wheat crop is coming up under trees. These trees supply nitrogen to the soil. This land is become porous and rich in the organic fertility and rich in the nitrogen. There is no deficiency of any nutrient. All nutrients are available to the crop.
On commence à mieux comprendre cette agriculture naturelle. Faire pousser ces cultures sans perturber les cycles de la nature. Et c'est un bel exemple que Raju nous a montré, en faisant pousser alternativement du blé, du riz et des lentilles sous des acacias. En Inde, les traditions considèrent la terre comme sacrée. La préserver, c'est une belle manière de lui rendre hommage.
In natural farming, I mean, according to Fukuoka, nature is perfect. And even we are part of nature, so essentially the whole thing is perfect. But when man goes in one direction, he starts to disrupt this balance, start to plow the land, compromise the soil ecology. Certain nutrition is not there, certain bacteria are missing. You try and plant a crop. The crop is not balanced in its health. It's not natural. So then, of course, you need to start spraying something because it gets attacked by a bug who likes that is profiting from that particular weakness. Organic or inorganic pesticides, it's still perpetuating this imbalance in nature. In natural farming, we don't think of pests. There are pests. All is nature.
En replaçant l'homme au cœur de la nature, l'agriculture naturelle nous interroge, non seulement sur notre vision de l'agriculture, mais aussi sur notre vision de la vie. Durant ce voyage, nous rencontrons Deepak. Il nous parle lui aussi de sa manière de percevoir l'agriculture et du concept de Natu Eco-Science. Une réflexion scientifique inspirée des traditions locales, mais tirant toujours son inspiration de la nature.
So nature says, I grow everything in abundance. So what I learn from nature, this is nothing but mimicry of nature. So if nature is producing abundance, why not my farm? What you see here, man-made, rain-fed, productive forest. Nature did same forest in 500 years. We did in 5 years. So this is a mimicry of nature. So we are minimizing the area, we minimize the time by doing intervention of human energy using the brain, which again we get inspiration from the nature. So brain is the answer. We just open how nature is built up.
Chez Deepak, on a découvert l'amrut miti, un procédé bien particulier qui permet de créer un sol fertile en un minimum de temps.
Amrut Mitti process is nothing but mimicry of nature. In nature, 1 inch of fertile soil, it takes 100 to 500 years, depending on that area, slope, temperature, winds, and rain. What happens in nature? The dry leaves falls every year on the ground. Then through winds, soil also comes. It's spread on the leaves. Every year rain comes, so moisture take part, and the leaves started decomposing.
Lors de notre séjour chez Deepak, on a la chance d'expérimenter la création de ce nouveau sol. On commence par préparer de l'amroudjal, en mélangeant de la bouse fraîche, de l'urine et de la mélasse. On laisse cette mixture fermenter quelques jours. Et quand la concentration microbienne est à son maximum, on la dilue dans de l'eau, où l'on fait tremper de la biomasse. La biomasse, c'est la matière carbonée, comme les feuilles mortes, les pailles ou les résidus de culture.
So I provide one layer of biomass, depth and ambrute gel, one layer of soil, one layer of biomass, one layer of soil. Like that, I'll go on, increase the layers up to 1 feet. What I'm doing by this, I'm increasing surface area, a contact between the leaves and the soil. When leaves decompose starts, they release the enzymes, they release the acids. We call organic acid. That acid come in contact with the soil particle. And soil particle nothing but iron, sulfur, zinc, chlorine, everything. So all these elements which are in crude form, they come in the acid contact. And that acid convert the elements into compounds. And that compounds is nothing but the roots can take as a food for the plant.
En seulement 5 mois, nous avons un nouveau sol, riche et fertile. Et on se rend compte que c'est cette fertilité naturelle qui a permis à toute cette diversité d'apparaître.
So we can say, the Amrut Mitti is a source of providing maximum micronutrients which are essential for the growth of human being or plant kingdom, for all the lives on this planet.
If you go in any even forest, or if you start looking even 1 square meter of natural landscape, you will find that nothing is there monoculture. Everything is there diverse. Like we being human, we are so diverse, you know. The diversity is our character. I mean, this is what the nature is about, that nature is diverse. And scientifically speaking, what happens, as much as diversity you have, naturally you have got a method to give a space for different kind of insect and pest and nutrient elements. And if you are having a diverse way to plant things, you will see that one time you have planted maize or corn, it has taken a lot of nitrogen from the soil. But next time you have planted beans, it has put back the nitrogen. Third time you have planted the pumpkin, again it has taken a lot of nitrogen. Then you plant beans again, it has put back the nitrogen.
You can see here, Kakum, Dhania, Methi with wheat. So wheat is growing by itself, by surrounding, supporting other plants. If we eat such types of integrated plants, the family also get feeling to support each other. Because what we eat, we think. What we think, we act. What we act, we get the results.
This field we call what's known as John's Garden, and it's quite a good example of permaculture on the level of cropping and also on the how we work with the soil ecology. So if you look in here, for example, you can see this is a nice example of how we're using the biomass around us. So there's tapioca sticks, there's banana, there's old papaya breaking up. And if you go, you know, down and down into here, it's more and more stuff in there. You can start to see, you know, a very rich soil ecology. As well as it being rich, it's balanced. And it's balanced because it's mainly made up of just things that have grown around here and have been cut and replaced back to the earth, like all the hedges and trees, and then the crop residues and the weeding and sticks and branches. In some places you can see, you know, there's even more things. This is a little bit hard in here, but it's everywhere it's like this for years. and years and years. So you have a soil. This soil is alive. Millions of microorganisms, molds, bacteria, insects, earthworms, fungi, small animals, and the life in the soil, that's all interrelated. It's like a 3D matrix, all doing something for each other. That life is the fertility of the soil. Life is directly proportionate to fertility. So the more we can protect that soil by, returning organic matter that's around and bringing things off the path, of weeds and leaves and stuff, just returning all that back to the soil continuously with various techniques, then the more balanced and healthy your soil ecology is going to be. So we have these trenches and beds and trenches and beds like that running all the way through this field. And these trenches are very much their vessels in which we can return the organic matter. And that's the first dimension. From there, it manifests all of this multi-cropping. So bananas, tapioca, sapota, mango, guavas, bottle gourd, cucumbers, long beans, wing beans, sweet potato. So much life is there, so much intercropping is there. And the intercropping is done by very basic two parameters. Time duration, the décalage of the time between the crops, and the physiological difference between the crops. So of course you've got, crops that are going up, like the fruit trees or the bananas, and you've got crops that are going down, or they're growing on the ground, like the sweet potato or cucumber, and you got crops that are coming, up like tomatoes and eggplant and lady's finger. However, that diversity would not be there if we didn't have that life in the soil as it is. So when we start to try and understand the soil, by taking soil to a lab and say it's phosphorus, it's potassium, it's nitrogen, it's this and that, you can be sure you're never going to understand the soil. Because the soil and nature is not something that you can understand. It's beyond our understanding. The Amazon is beyond our understanding. Even this diversity constantly keeps surprising me. It's beyond our understanding of what is soil. Fukuoka, when I met him some 11 years ago in Vandana Shiva's farm in Dehradun, he talked about being a baka. So baka is a word in Japanese for the fool. So he said, until you are a fool, you'll never understand natural farming. The clever person can't understand natural farming because his mind is going in a particular direction. But nature has no direction. Nature has no aim except for being. Nature doesn't know economy. A mango puts how many hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of fruits down? How many would become a tree? 5, 4, 5, 6, 10? It doesn't care. There's no aim in any of it. So when the mind is in a direction, it has an aim because it thinks it understands something about nature, or it's trying to put nature to use. But every time man has put nature to use, we've made problems. And we're constantly making more and more problems and coming to the brink of a destruction of our planet. So this no direction is the essence of what Fukuoka is talking about. And he says the man with no direction is the fool. And the fool can understand natural farming. So we don't claim to understand the first dimension, the soil ecology. All we say is keep returning organic matter. Keep returning organic matter as much as you can. I believe the soil, if we keep returning organic matter, is getting better and better and better. It's a credit in the bank. It's the only credit a farmer has is soil, and it's always getting better. As long as we don't come in and really, plow up the land and compact the soil, expose the soil to intense heat and sunlight. So that's my conviction, that if we go in that way, we're going to come to an equilibrium with the soil ecology, and their pests and all, they find their insects and animals, they find their place.
We stopped all this kind of criminal activity or violent way of farming, where we were trying to kill or harass the natural elements, what we have in nature. Instead, we try to create an atmosphere we can both live, a kind of symbiotic relationship. I mean, this is what we all preach when we grow leguminous crop. We talk about symbiotic relationship. I mean, why it cannot have with other crop or species or plant varieties? Why it cannot have with those organisms what are available in soil or flying? If we can once make that a space to live together, Mother Nature, as bountiful as anything that exists, it will provide a space for everybody.
Ces 6 derniers mois en Inde ont complètement changé la vision que nous avions de l'agriculture. Et on est maintenant conscient que celle-ci n'a pas à être un combat entre l'homme et la nature. Au contraire, l'agriculture, c'est le résultat de l'interaction entre de nombreux cycles naturels. Celui des saisons, celui des animaux et des végétaux, celui des minéraux, celui des microbes. Et parmi ces cycles, il y a celui de l'homme.
On a aussi pris conscience du rôle nourricier et producteur de la terre, qui offre à l'homme son rôle de cultivateur et de paysan. Ce voyage, il nous a laissé le temps d'observer et de se rendre compte de ces nombreux êtres vivants qui se partagent l'espace et qui cohabitent naturellement. Le temps de s'émerveiller devant la beauté de cette nature, qui s'autorégénère d'elle-même depuis des milliers d'années sans même s'essouffler.
Et partout où nous sommes allés, nous avions conscience de n'être que des terriens. Des terriens qui ne peuvent pas contrôler tous les événements naturels, mais des terriens conscients et fiers de faire partie de cette immensité naturelle.
Durant ces 14 mois, on a voyagé tant que possible par la route. On avait peut-être besoin de se rendre compte que la Terre était ronde.
Je pense qu'on avait besoin de se retrouver à l'essentiel, dormir dehors et se faire réveiller par les rayons d'un soleil levant. On avait besoin de se surpasser.
Et c'est là que nous sommes arrivés, en plein milieu de cette immensité naturelle, dans les plaines du nord de la Mongolie.
On a l'impression d'être arrivé au bout du monde, au milieu de rien, et pourtant de tant de choses à la fois.
Face à nous, cette terre qui s'étend à perte de vue. Cette terre qui donne sans compter, qui nourrit et qui un beau jour a fait naître la vie.
Dans ces espaces presque irréels et cette nature intouchée, on ressent pleinement cette unité avec la nature. Cela fait 14 mois que le voyage a débuté.
Et notre vision du monde a bien changé.